afternoon. We want to bring you to the press conference at Hanscom Air Force Base, updating this morning's situation that closed the gate there.
With all required procedures. Just to recap, at approximately 9 o'clock a.m., during a routine vehicle inspection here, our base security forces detected some potentially explosive materials, which caused us to put a response action in place. These actions included a temporary closure of the base's Vandenberg Gate near Route 2A, and evacuation of several nearby base facilities. The truck, which had been held for further inspection here following that initial detection, has now been cleared. The Vandenberg Gate near Route 2A, as I mentioned before, is now open, and the base has returned to normal operations. Personnel and others who had been evacuated have returned to their workplaces or facilities they had been using. Explosive materials experts from Massachusetts State Police have been on the scene for several hours, and they cleared the vehicle shortly after 1 p.m. However, pallets and materials from the truck which contain potentially concerning residue have been removed and will be taken to a specialized facility for testing. We greatly appreciate the quick, thorough, and professional response of numerous emergency response agencies, including the Massachusetts State Police, the FBI, local police, and fire departments. And I'd now like to turn it over to Major Fran Leahy from the Massachusetts State Police, who can discuss further response actions.
Thank you, Colonel. Good afternoon. My name is Major Leahy with the Massachusetts State Police Division of Investigative Services. At approximately 9:45 this morning, the Massachusetts State Police was alerted to a suspect vehicle here at Hanscom Air Force Base. In short, what happened was a container truck presented itself at the main gate. As part of protocol, that truck was checked for the presence of any explosives. There was a positive test for the potential presence of explosives. There was a second check done that was also positive. As a result of this, the Massachusetts State Police was contacted, and we deployed an EOD tech with a canine. That team arrived within 20 minutes of the first call, and the canine also alerted positively for the presence or potential presence of explosives. With that, we activated the entire state police bomb squad and notified our federal partners, and that includes, through the Executive Office of Public Safety and Security, the civil support team of the Massachusetts National Guard, the ATF, the FBI, the JTTF, the Commonwealth Fusion Center, and the State Police Crime Lab. There was a full response. Ultimately, the truck and its contents were determined to be made safe. I'm standing with Sergeant William Qualls of the State Police Bomb Squad, who can speak to the technicalities. But in looking back now on the response that was given, it was the right call by the United States Air Force, and it was the right response. We realized that there was an inconvenience to some of the people who work and live here, but given the times we live in, we operate in an abundance of caution. This investigation continues, and we do have evidence going back to the State Police Crime Lab, which will be tested in the furtherance of the case. With that, I would like to present Sergeant William Qualls, the unit commander of the State Police Bomb Squad. Sergeant.
Okay, good afternoon. As the Major mentioned and the Colonel, base security personnel applied their instrumentation in normal protocols for vehicles and deliveries to the base. They utilized trace detection technology. They got a positive hit for energetic material, explosives. They did a second test, again, confirmed the first test, and at that point in time, they initiated their protocols, which includes an MOU with the Massachusetts State Police. We responded. As the Major mentioned, we had a tech on scene within 20 minutes with his canine, explosive detection canine. We deployed the canine to the area that was brought to our attention. The canine had a positive hit as well. That was communicated back to command. And at that point in time, we elected to initiate our protocols and send in a full response to cover all gamut of possible threats based upon our threat assessment. Once the team was in place, a plan was worked out, personal protective equipment was donned, the team went downrange, inspected the vehicle, inspected all of the contents, and at this point in time, we're confident, 100% confident, that there's no explosive or energetic material that was encased inside of that truck. However, we did get a positive reading from those containers, so we are sending that to the lab, as the Major mentioned. We have packaged that up to get a determination as to what exactly has caused our systems to pop positive for explosives.
What happened to the driver?
The driver was on scene. He was completely cooperative. The persons to whom the contents of this truck were on scene. They were completely cooperative. No one is under arrest. No one is suspected of a crime. What we're trying to figure out is how some sort of trace explosive materials ended up on this package. No one's on. That's what the investigation hopes to determine, sir.
Where were the pallets in question? Because you said that you didn't believe there was anything potentially dangerous encased in the truck. Were the pallets in the truck?
Yes, they were. It was a box truck with 2 containers inside. But no suspects, no arrests, nor do we expect any.
What can you tell us about this material, this potentially explosive material? Described as explosive, Sergeant Qualls? I mean, just for a layperson, how would you, if everything's 100% safe, what you're concerned about?
So again, it was based upon trace detection, and the trace detection equipment that is utilized gives a general colorimetrics that we have an explosive material present. Also, the canines are somewhat of a trace detection. So at this point in time, we can't tell you specifically what the product was. We just know, based upon confirmatory testing, that there was something there at some point in time. Cross-contamination, more than likely.
You found this trace substance on a wood moving pallets in the truck, is that?
So right now, the pallets themselves, the moving or shipping containers, are the ones that we are examining.
Where was the vehicle headed specifically?
It was actually a personal property shipment to someone's home on base.
In your experience, if you have these pallets that are moved, and this is a moving company, so presumably they use them a lot, how long will that trace material stay on? Is that something that has a short shelf life, a longer shelf life? Could this have been something from yesterday, days before?
Yes to all of the above. Really it depends on the type of product, the environmental conditions as well associated with that. So I apologize, but that's about the best answer I can give you regarding that question.
Do those pallets move from truck to truck to the trucking company at all?
That's still under investigation as well, sir.
So the system was tested here today. Did it work? And will there be any changes?
Absolutely, unequivocally. The system worked out well. The MOU that we have with base security forces and base command worked out better than we could have anticipated or expected. Timely and efficient and effective response.
So the truck's been cleared, the driver and the passenger, they have also been cleared?
That's correct.
Have they driven away and left the...
Yes, they have.
How long will these tests take? Days, weeks? To find out what's on the pallet?
All I can tell you is it is a high priority of the Massachusetts State Police to determine what caused this event today, and it will be treated with a very high priority.
You go to the State Police crime lab?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Was this individual moving in? Somebody who was moving in?
It was somebody that was moving from one job to another, and this is their assignment to Hanscom.
How many people are there?
I won't give you a number on that, but all the facilities around our gate were evacuated.
Did the driver or passenger have any knowledge of why this might have been there, or were they surprised?
We won't comment specifically on what anyone said or anyone's reaction, though we will say that he is not suspected of any crime or wrongdoing.
What happened to the vehicle itself?
It's gone on its way to do its business. It's clear. It's not a threat.
They just sent out a statement, and they said that the materials were on the exterior of a lift van.
I can't speak for what they put on.
But as far as you're concerned, they were on the pallets.
It was on containers or pallets within the truck.
I thought you said they were on the pallets.
Well, whether pallets are being called a pallet or a container within the truck.
So
that's what.
Pallets and some of the containers.
Yes. Okay. Dave?
I think we're going to cut.
Colonel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The colonel from the Air Force Base, as well as the State Police Bomb Squad and others, talking about the fact that there are no suspects, no arrests. Everything is clear now at Hanscom Air Force Base because of this trace detection of the potential for explosive material on the truck you just saw a few moments ago. We also got a statement from the owner of that truck, Bigfoot Moving and Storage Company. The president and CEO, Mike Bavuso, put out a statement saying that the truck has been stopped to be inspected by military personnel. He says Bigfoot Moving and Storage employees and company personnel complied with all requests of state, federal, and military authorities managing the inspection and investigation. Our vehicle and personnel have been cleared. We're thankful that the incident has been resolved. We assure our customers we take this matter very seriously, and the safety of our crew, customers, and their goods is of utmost importance to us, and they thank the authorities and military personnel. So again, it was determined that everything is safe there, but because there was this trace detection of some explosive material on pallets within the box truck, that has been packaged up and will be sent to a lab to be tested, because the state police would still like to know why even trace amounts of an explosive were detected when this truck tried to enter through the security gate, just moving a family onto the base early this morning. So stay with CBSBoston.com online, and we'll have the very latest. Our Christina Hager was there. We could hear her asking questions at the scene, and she'll have her report for you on WBZ News beginning at 5 o'clock. Have a good afternoon. We'll see you then.